the Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news that happened during the week December 2nd to December 8th, 2011. It's been a week of fake outs when it comes to news surrounding the Man of Steel movie. First there was an outline of a complete movie plot posted online, which was quite entertaining but proved to be just one of fans' wild imagination. Then there was the claim from thinkmcflythink.com that Man of Steel could be brought forward to a December 2012 release because the first Hobbit movie was taking a lot longer than planned, leaving Warner Brothers without a movie for the 2012 Christmas season. However, a Warner Brothers spokesperson came forward and debunked this rumour, saying that The Hobbit would release as planned. In real news, autumn frost signs, the codename for the Man of Steel movie, was spotted on Willingdon Avenue and Gord Way near the British Columbia Institute of Technology Burnaby campus, indicating that filming continues in Canada throughout December. In other news, ScreenRant.com reports that composer Hans Zimmer told media at a recent press junket that he may not end up working on Man of Steel, as it's in direct scheduling conflict with another project he is working on. In TV news, ever since Smallville ended with the Season 10 series finale, there has been rumours and speculation and wishful thinking regarding a possible 11th season or a spin-off series titled Metropolis. Now, none of these are happening, but we may get to see what happened after the final episode in book form. BleedingCool.com claimed to have received word that Smallville writer Brian Q. Miller will be writing a novel that picks up where the TV series left off. There's been no official word from Warner Brothers as yet. We'll keep our ear to the ground and let you know when we find out anything. Warner Home Video has released the cover artwork for the upcoming release of Young Justice Season 1 Volume 3 on DVD. This single disc DVD release will include episodes 9 to 12 of the first season of the animated series. Pre-order your Young Justice Season 1 Volume 3 DVD from our online store for its February 21st release. In comic book news, writer Scotty V was handpicked by Grant Morrison to write backup stories, which will be a regular feature in issues of Action Comics, starting with issue number 4. He told comicbookresources.com, "We're taking sort of an unusual approach to the backups and intertwining them with Grant's lead stories." Jerry Robinson, who created the Joker, passed away in his sleep on Wednesday night. He was 89 years old. While the Joker is undoubtedly Robinson's biggest contribution to the comic book world, he was also very instrumental in the late 1970s in lobbying DC Comics to come to a financial settlement that restored Jerry Siegel and Joe Schuster's names on every Superman comic. Our condolences to his family and friends. There was just the one comic book for us to review this week, and that was DC Universe Online Legends number 18, which Jeffrey Bridges said was horrible, and he rated it a 1 out of 5. Superman comics available this week from December 7th include Action Comics number 4, which is available in a variant cover and a variant sketch cover. Superboy Smallville Attacks trade paperback, Superman Grounded Volume 2 hardcover, and Superman Secret Origin trade paperback. In other news, WizKids announced development on the first 2 DC Comics sets for HeroClix Online, a digital transliteration of the popular tabletop game. The 2 new DC Comics sets, Blackest Night and Superman Fast Forces, will add over a dozen new figures to the game, along with an accompanying map, and was released on Wednesday, December 7th. For more information on HeroClix Online, visit hco.heroclix.com. Be sure to tune in to Radio KAL Live this Monday night, December 12th at 8:30 PM Pacific Standard Time, for another live Superman talk show hosted by myself and Michael Bailey. This past Monday night we were lucky enough to speak with James Konachek, the voice of Superman, in a number of graphic audio recordings, including Superman the Never-Ending Battle. Look for more special guests to be on the show soon. Lois Lane has been invented, reinvented, killed, resurrected, a superhero, immortal, and will continue to be all of these things and more for time untold. She has existed since the very first issue of Action Comics released in 1938. Guest columnist Chris Harder gives us a complete examination of Lois Lane throughout the years across different mediums right here at the Superman homepage. Come by the site now to check it out. Whether you've already finished or have yet to start, decorating your home for Christmas can be both fun and tasking. Whether you deck out the whole house both inside and out, or just put up a tree, there are a range of Superman items to add to your decorations to make your Christmas cheer just that little bit more super. Check out our online store for a great selection of Christmas Superman items. That's all the Superman news there was for the week December 2nd to December 8th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. It's good to see you. In lieu of the fact that there isn't too much super interesting super news that's been out that I haven't already covered or that you don't already know about, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Superman incarnations in movie and television history. Now, of course, before the Adventures of Superman George Reeves series, we had the books, we had the radio show, and we had the Kirk Allen set of movie serials that were shown in small movie houses. For 10 cents, you'd go on the weekend, and as a kid, you'd be excited to go back the next week and see what happened. They would usually put the hero in a bad situation, or a hero's sidekick, such as Jimmy or Lois, and you'd have to go back and see. And what they would often do is they would take the hero out of that bad situation just seconds before the last set of film ended. And people sometimes got annoyed because you could see that they were in the car or they weren't in the car, and now they suddenly are, and they aren't, and that was their way of kind of writing themselves out of that situation. The Kirk Allen series is fun to watch. The effects turned it into a cartoon when he flies, but that's okay. It was fun. What I wanted to talk about mainly was the George Reeves Superman show, and one of the reasons why I really enjoyed it when I started collecting it a few years ago, and I had seen it when I was young. Sometimes I would rush home, it would be on in the afternoon, or it would be on in the early mornings, and I would watch it, was George Reeves. Obviously, George Reeves was a pretty large man. He had the cleft chin, he had the jawline, he had the confident, positive attitude that you would associate with Superman, and he pulled it off with a flair. And he essentially, as Clark and as Superman, was the same character and would often wink at the camera because only we were in on the joke. The other characters in the show didn't know he was Superman, but he could tell us because we knew. The other reason that I liked this show was, in the first season, was Phyllis Coates. Phyllis Coates rarely gets the credit that I think she deserves for playing a brilliant Lois Lane. Most of the credit from the George Reeves show often goes to Noel Neill for being Lois, and that's because she played her in the remainder of the series, which was another many, many years, and Phyllis Coates only played her in the first season. But if you go back and watch this first season, you'll see a film noirish kind of look at a crime series that just happens to have a person with superpowers at its center, and I think that's what they were really going for in the first season. It's black and white, so you can't see the brilliant colors of the suit, but the Superman uniform actually looks pretty good with the exception of the briefs, which I think are a little large, but I think that plays to the time period that it was in. But George Reeves famously has been kind of talked about as someone who didn't enjoy playing Superman, and I think if you look at the movie Hollywoodland, which I really enjoyed and may or may not be completely accurate, you'll see that he wasn't really a guy who hated the role of Superman. There were things about it that annoyed him, and of course, he never had the film career he wanted to have, but I think he played a very exciting and fun Superman, and Phyllis Coates, as a strong investigative reporter in Metropolis, really looked the part of Lois and really played the part of a take-no-nonsense reporter who was a woman who would tell the men around her how it was and how it was going to be, and had no qualms about being the boss in any type of situation. When we got to the second and later seasons, the show kind of took on a kiddie quality, and that's because the advertisers and the producers at the time realized that their demographic should probably be kids, and they kind of took out some of that scary, noirish, dark feel that the first season had, which made it just really fantastic to me. I've collected the other seasons as well, and I don't really enjoy those as much as an adult, but the first season's certainly worth a watch, and you should check out Hollywoodland as well. I enjoyed Ben Affleck's portrayal of George Reeves, and while it's not really a homage to the Adventures of Superman TV series, you do see a little bit of that, and a little bit of what went on with effects, a springboard being used with the window, and him getting a little annoyed because there were some accidents or something along those lines. But it's an interesting take on what might have happened in the life and death of George Reeves. Thanks for watching, everybody, and this has been Great Scott. Remember, always look up in the sky.